I started piano when I was 6 years old. I played till I was 11. I started bass when I was 14
Uh-huh.
and have played ever since.
That's cool. So, I've been correct me if you disagree, but I when I think of like hardcore, not the scene so much as sort of the bands, it seems like there aren't that many women playing in the hardcore world. Maybe more broadly in the punk scene, but I I,
And,
I
you have to realize that hardcore wasn't even a word that we
right.
used really,
Yeah.
so that there was, the punk scene, as you said, in Hollywood, there were a lot of girls
Uh-huh.
involved when I
Uh-huh.
first started, playing in bands. There were girl bass players, even before that, like Susie Quatro,
Right,
the
right, right.
Runaways, were early, so there was, um it felt like there was an acceptance of women in the punk scene, and it felt like I was in the punk scene, still when I joined Black Flag.
Uh-huh.
So to me, it didn't really seem that way. They had seen me in other bands, play, so it didn't seem like there was some line I crossed over
Right.
into a hardcore scene. But as you say, I think what I felt happened was as more people started getting involved in the LA scene, um, it was almost misinterpreted. Like it started as pogoing and then it turned into slamming, right?
Right.
So
Right.
so it sort of turned into something that I think appealed more to guys. So as the scene got bigger, the skew more male. So that from an outside perspective, it could seem like, oh, there's more bands with men in them.
Uh-huh.
Because
Uh-huh.
as the scene grew and it was this sort of rough and tumble thing in the audience, even, um, it did skew more male at that
Sure.
point.
Black Flag also just to me seems so masculine in terms of the music, you know. And also you think of
Yeah,
like I don't know,
yeah. I
I
mean,
think of
I
I
was
see
into,
Henry and Henry's like this,
yeah,
very masculine dude,
but they
so to
were
speak.
my favorite band
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I joined. And there were other bands that were playing, fast and hard, and they were considered punk. That was part of, it wasn't all that way, but there were certain, a set of bands that were that way. So it felt like it was just joining a band that was doing punk rock at
How
the
did it
time.
feel joining your favorite band? How cool is that?
Yeah.
How great is that?
Yeah, I mean, I was considering getting a tattoo before I joined the band. So then I
Uh-huh.
was like, okay, I'm getting a tattoo for sure now. Uh, yeah, I think uh, I knew, I thought I knew what I was getting into. I knew about the touring, I knew about the sort of mindset, and it suited me. Like I take things seriously when I get involved in them. So the practicing a lot and the touring and the sort of intense focus that they seem to have suited me. I'm that way in life anyway, very sort of driven and motivated and practice a lot. And so it felt pretty natural to join a band that was that way. Not so much a party band
Uh-huh.
doing it for fun, but rather taking it seriously as something we're trying to build something with.